Emma's room looks like this right now. Everything is in the hallway here because it hasn't got a home. Okay, we're making progress, but I'm hot, I'm gonna have a swim. James is keen to keep going. You don't want to get rid of any of them. That one? Nope. That one?
That's one.
So there is one. You haven't actually read that one.
I've never read that.
I feel like I need to make some further changes. My office space into here and how I was setting it all up and going about it this morning, I just don't want to do that anymore. Good morning everyone, it is Monday morning. This is me in all my housework and moving stuff around the house mode. I haven't even showered yet today. I just got up so motivated and ready to get this done. I just don't want to be in here with moving it over to the bedroom we've just finished redecorating. I need to get it settled before James goes away at the end of the week. I have already started this morning. I've stripped the bed, I'm washing the bed sheets, and I'm going to start moving things over from the wardrobe to the new wardrobe. I am keeping in mind as I do this transfer that I want to try and declutter as much as I can. I went through the KonMari process about 5 or 6 years ago, 2015, 6 years ago. So I'm just going to continue with that thought as I process some of the stuff and what I choose to move to the next bedroom. Because as I was shifting things into this room, I realised there were things that I'd been holding on to. And I was thinking through, how do I get rid of this stuff? I mean, yes, obviously, do I use it? When was the last time I used it? But also, does it make me feel happy to have it? So I'm going to keep that in mind as I do this. So this is a prime example of things I can get rid of. This particular case, you can see the different sizes. They look the same, but they're not. This is a giant one that I use all the time when I'm traveling, and this was a smallish one that I could use as a carry-on, but it doesn't work because carry-on only lets you take 7 kilos hand luggage, and this itself weighs 3 kilos. So what's the point? And Emma was using it at times when she would travel and it would be the checked baggage, but she has started using big duffel bags. So I'm thinking, I mean, I have owned these for at least 10 years. This has traveled everywhere with me. This has been all over. But this, I think I can get rid of. Does anyone else like to turn their furniture upside down when they see some cobwebs to make sure there are no spiders living inside? And it makes shifting furniture take 10 times as long. I took the drawers out to move the drawers in and then saw spider webs up the side of this inside here. So I flipped it upside down and had to vacuum it all out. There's no spiders in there, but there was at some point, but I had to make sure. This was given to us at our engagement party nearly 22 years ago because we are a cool pair. Good. Okay, we're making progress, but I'm hot, I'm gonna have a swim. James is keen to keep going.
For a bit. I'll come join you for a swim.
You're going to try and do the bed on your own. You can wait for me. I'll only be a little bit. Okay, so it is just after 8 o'clock, I think. James is just putting my desk together in the other room. Emma's room looks like this right now. So nowhere near anything like. We even had to take the door off to get the desk out because it was too narrow. This is the office space, so it's got my desk in there, but everything else is still... Oh, sorry. Still got all Emma's stuff in here. Our room is pretty much in order. Everything is in the hallway here because it hasn't got a home, blocking my way to get in, and I've got all my bed sheets there ready to make my bed. But I think we will call it. Take our dog for a walk, who's looking very sad sack.
She is.
Snobbing us because we haven't taken her for a walk yet. Shall we go for a walk, Hazel? He's still hammering. It is the next day, same dress, different day, and it's only because I had a really long swim at about 5 o'clock yesterday and I only had this on for a few hours before I went to bed, so I'm just wearing it again, and that's how I roll. I have been continuing the process of transferring all the rooms around, although I feel like I need to make some further changes because as I move my office space into here, I'm wanting to make even more changes. Remember yesterday I said how much I want to declutter and organize a bit better, and what I was gonna do and how I was setting it all up and going about it this morning. I just don't want to do that anymore. Simplifying things and reducing the stress, because all I'm doing is moving stuff around the house. Like it moves from one room to the next, to the next, to the next, or I'm just cleaning up spaces and we're never even using half the stuff. So that has to change. Hey there everyone, I am touching base for the end of the evening. It is about 8:30. I'm totally done. We did stop for dinner, but we got back into it and we finished off all the last. I said to James, I'm done. Everything else is just gonna have to wait till tomorrow. You know, when you're moving and tidying up one area and you have to put things somewhere, then you go and you have to move on and feel like you need to tidy up another area. And that has definitely been the case today. So I decided to get rid of the desk out of this room, and I've got it stored in the garage. James is reluctant to get rid of it altogether because Regan is potentially going to uni this year, and so he might need a desk, and it's a really good desk. But I was just sick of it gathering clutter, so I decided to get rid of it. Everyone, it is the end of about 4 or 5 days of my decluttering. I mean, in total I've done 3 bedrooms plus the extra ensuite and bathroom that was incorporated into that kind of renovation redecorating that we did. So there's been quite a large space of our house that I've had to declutter, but I really feel like it is just shiny and new and beautiful now, and I'd really love to show you the outcome. We started this project about, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, prior to Christmas. November, December, January. It's taken us 3 months to do this. We started in Emma's room, and I will show you her room first, and then we moved into our bedroom and we had to reshuffle everything around the house, and we have redecorated in here, and we finally just finished the bathroom. We had already completed the spare small room. We did that about 1.5 years ago, so that was already completed. So I'm just going to show you through all the different things that we have done. I'm feeling really proud of the work that James and I have done, mostly James, because he is the grunt behind all of this. He's always the guy that gets things done, and I tend to be the person that directs operations and just does all the finishings. But he does most of the work, and he does it on top of a full-time job. So I'll show you what we have completed, and then on top of that I'm going to show you how much I've been able to declutter and why. Because it's just super important to me that you know my reasoning behind the decluttering and why I will continue to do so, and why it's important for me to pass on the message. So we started Emma's room first in November after the puppies left. Actually, I think we started it just before the puppies left. It had a massive feature wall that we wanted to get rid of because it just was far too dated. We busted open the wardrobe and created a bigger space because it's a double room, and so it could have 2 people in here, so it needed to have a bigger wardrobe. James put some underlay on the carpet, and we spent a lot of time making sure the finishings on this were good. I'd already sanded back and repainted all the windows. Emma is in here now. It's looking really great. The lighting isn't that awesome, sorry, because of the bright that's coming through the window is just so intense. We did buy her a new duvet for her bed. She wanted the green colour, and this big blanket we keep there because her cat loves to sleep on the wool. I've given her her grandfather's old chest. She just uses that as a bedside table. She didn't have one before. The wardrobe over here is working really well for extras. I don't really want to show you her personal things, but she doesn't have a huge amount of stuff in there. There's a few keepsake boxes just there at the bottom. What I would like to put over here is a full-length mirror so that she can see good over in the light what she's wearing for the day. She's just got this dresser here for now with a mirror on it that we're going to have to just use for the meantime. I think our purpose for this room was just to keep it really neutral so that we could have a boy or a girl or a couple or children in here, and it didn't matter. So it's just been nice to be able to tidy this up and make it light. The old wallpaper that was on here, the dark maroon colour, made the room really quite dark, so it's nice to have gotten rid of that. The second room we did was our room. We haven't changed anything in the way of duvets or curtains or furniture. Everything is as it was. We just got rid of that big dark feature wall, and that was there when we bought the place, so it's just been nice to get rid of it finally. And when we do come in here, it's still quite a surprise to how bright it is and how big it feels. We renovated our wardrobe also. This room in here used to be a mustard colour. Got a few things stored up there. James has got a box of winter shoes and my winter shoes, and I've put a moisture sachet in each of those. And this is James's dresser where he keeps all of his things in here. I've decided to keep my chest of drawers out here because I use the top of it for my hair stuff and my jewellery. And the bathroom you saw in the last video has been all tidied up. I think that's what I'm just really loving about the whole renovation, is that everything is just so fresh and crisp and clean again. It was very tired. It wasn't even in a bad way, it was just tired. And so I just feel like it's been made new. So this here is the spare room that I was going to make into an office, but I've decided against it. I still have to get a duvet for this thing. I have looked at the Warehouse, Spotlight, Kmart, Briscoe's, trying to find a king single white duvet cover, or at least something similar to the curtains, and I have not found anything yet. So why didn't I make this room into an office? I moved my desk in here to set it up for myself, and then James had to put this bed out in the garage. But I knew we needed to use this bed because we sometimes have visitors and we need a place for them to stay. So then my desk, I'm looking at my desk. I ended up emptying all of the 3 drawers of the office. One of them was a stationery drawer, and we already have a stationery drawer in the kitchen with pencils and sellotape and staplers. So I transferred everything that was relevant to that out there. The next drawer was my art drawer, and it had paints and coloured and felts and things, and I put all of those in the art cupboard. And then the third drawer down was electronics, and so I put them in the electronics drawer that we already had at the bottom of the bookshelf. So I was able to get rid of what was in the drawers, and then everything else on top of the desk I've been able to rehome or get rid of. And that was either going into the art cupboard or the things that I use for either my devotions, and I've put them here in the spare room for me to come and use. And then I've also got some art things for journaling and planning, and those are in a little tote that I can pull out and use when I want to. Because in actual fact, I very rarely sit at my desk. I'm definitely one of those people who prefers white noise or noise around me in order to truly concentrate. So I'm quite happy working at the barbecue table with outside noise, or maybe I might be sitting at the table while the TV is going in the background, even at the kitchen bench. So I'm quite happy to have my stuff mobile and floating. So I was able to keep this room as a spare room. So I feel like we're done. We're done with this end of the house until we move on to the next part of the house, and that will happen soon. James is actually going away for 6 weeks, so it means that a lot of any kind of renovations or thoughts of things that we might do are going to go on hold. So we haven't done a huge amount to the actual structure of the house, but the redecorating, the painting and the curtains, even just painting the ceilings and making the doors white again, and all of the things that were starting to look peeled and dated and tired have just been sharpened up. And so decluttering became super simple when I was moving things into a brand new space. I just didn't want to move anything in that wasn't being used, because what I found when I was doing the redecorating was that I was moving things out of a bedroom into another bedroom and then moving it back, but we hadn't even used it while it was in the other room. I'm just moving things around the house. So I got really brutal when I was putting everything back together and just got rid of things that I knew were never being used. As you can see by the state of the bedrooms, everything's looking really tidy, and it's just because there's no clutter. So here's all the things that I've been able to declutter, which has cleared up a huge amount of space. And of course this doesn't include the desk. And I've got in this container that's going to go, we've got this bookshelf to sell or donate. So we were able to declutter posters and bags and pictures and blankets. I was able to get rid of shoes in there and office supplies and equipment. There was a junk drawer and some other miscellaneous stuff. I looked through office things and we had 3 calculators. So we had a discussion about the best one to keep, and we kept that. Got rid of glue sticks, we had 6 of them. I got rid of some notebooks and some clothing, some hats in there and some old wallets, curling tong and a handbag. I can't see what else is in there. Here I got rid of a piece of luggage, and there's heaps of office stuff in there. There's an alarm clock and oil diffuser. Emma and I managed to declutter a few books and some magazines. These are the curtains that were in Emma's room, and this This is a blanket. Can I talk about this blanket? This blanket belonged to my nearly 29-year-old son, and every time I have decluttered, I've held on to this thing. And it is so special to me because he had it when he was small and he had it for so long, and it just reminded me of, you know, a time gone by that I didn't want to forget. So this blanket here, it was something that whenever I thought of getting rid of it, it would almost make me cry because I didn't want to. I didn't want to say goodbye to that time. And this time round, I kept remembering the phrase, if it doesn't make you happy, why do you keep it? Or does it bring you joy? And all of a sudden something just flicked in my brain and I realized this makes me sad. And I don't need to keep this to make me sad because he's a really big, capable boy now and he doesn't need me to care for him and keep him warm and to protect him anymore. And I've got lots of other things to remember him by, and I don't need to hold on to this. And especially because it doesn't bring me joy. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad thinking that I will never get that time back. But in actual fact, I don't want that time back. It happened, I loved it, but where now? And I don't want to keep going into the past. So I'm saying goodbye to it this time. And it really surprises me. I don't actually know what I'm going to do with it because it's so old. I'm not sure who would even want it, but at least I know it's not going to stay. I have often considered myself a minimalist, but I feel like I've gone to a new layer, a different level of understanding as to why I would want to reduce the amount of stuff we have in our house. Because the whole point of decluttering and reducing the amount of things that we have to look after is so that we can have more time to do the things that we really, really enjoy, which is spending time with our family rather than tidying up the house all the time. The things in our home are supposed to serve us, not the other way around. So I'm hoping that this has inspired you and encouraged you and motivated you to potentially declutter and organise something, just in the hope that you don't have to just continually clean up and sort the same things all the time like I was. But until the next video,